2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Windsor Gardens or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Wake up.
Get to the morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Jody and Hazy's Sealed Section.
Yeah, this is a chance to maybe cover up some of those topics which are a little bit taboo. It's Jody Oddie, it's Tiff Warne from 10 News First, and it's myself. And each and every week we've got a particular topic. Welcome to you, Tiff Warne.
Oh, hey, oh my God, thanks. So nice.
How are you feeling?
I'm razzed. I'm pumped.
I feel like you even sounded surprised that you were here.
I was
just then.
actually. You
Yeah.
caught me off guard.
You sort of blacked
Just
out for a
went,
second.
wow.
You're like, what am I doing here? This is not a dream. Welcome. All right, shall we get straight into it?
Yes, please.
Let's see what's in the envelope here. What do we got? Oh, okay. All right, what have we got here?
All right.
Well, this one's interesting. The topic is toxic friends. Your toxic friends.
I love that remix from you, Hazy.
Thank you.
Toxic friends. Well, this is quite topical at the moment because of White Lotus. So I know you guys haven't seen.
No
you haven't seen White
spoilers,
Lotus.
please.
No.
I will try not to spoil it for you.
Thank you.
I can say it's set in Thailand. Looks absolutely stunning.
Spoiler.
And apparently the resort where it's set is now booked out for the next 10 years.
Wow, because of this.
Because of White Lotus. Anyway, that's by the by. Let's talk about toxic friends because there are 3 women on there who have been childhood friends since they were 9, and there are several scenes depicted when they're all together and there's this real jealousy bubbling away.
Yuck.
And also passive aggressive sort of compliments and that sort of thing.
I don't like
It's
it.
really yucky. Have a listen if you haven't heard it.
You, Jack, you look amazing. You look amazing. But you look incredible. You look the same as you did 20 years ago. Okay. You both do.
Yeah, but you look like you just got pushed out of a birth canal.
Oh, God. Who's your doctor? Shut up. Who's your doctor?
I don't know why you'd want to know because he's not as good as your doctor.
I haven't done anything.
So much fakery.
Yeah, so
Yucky.
2 of them are very, very, very attractive and they always talk each other up. And then the third one, who's potentially a little less attractive, is just standing over in the corner smashing her wines like, yeah, I'll just...
Oh.
You know what, myself over here.
Oh.
But I think the key thing in all of this is when the 2 of them are left together, that's when they start bitching about the other one.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not nice at all, is it?
I think everyone's been involved in a situation like that. And sometimes you need to maybe stop yourself, but then other times you get to a certain age where you're like, enough with the toxicity.
Enough. Thank
Enough.
you very much. I feel like, and this is my very big red flag, if I get up and walk away from a table or a group of friends and my mind goes to, I wonder what they're going to say about me when I walk away, that's when it's got to be done.
So 9 times out of 10, yeah, they are talking smack about you behind your back if you're feeling like that.
Which friends are you talking about? Which ones?
Well,
Well,
which
just
friends?
then,
names?
I'd
when
say
you got
more
up to
so.
go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
girls.
Oh my God.
And then you came
Shouldn't
back
have
in
gone.
really quick. She went, actually, I'm not going to go because you thought Hazy and I were going to lay into you. And we did, and we were.
Oh, thank you so
Because we're
very
the
much.
pretty ones.
What?
Jody's in the corner. Hello, I'm over here. Why don't I just go, you know what?
Well, do you know what? You're the 2 people on this planet that I know that if I walked away, you would defend me in any situation with anyone. And that's the sort of comfort you
Yeah,
should have in your
that's-
friendship.
I agree.
If you don't have that, then I don't think it's worth being friends with
Preach,
someone.
sister.
Have you ever had to cut someone off, Tiff Warne?
Even if I had to, I wouldn't because I'm a coward.
So if you had to end something, you just would stop contact.
I would ring my dad and tell him, and he would say, Tiff, flush him. And I'd say, I can't flush him. But they would have to, I wouldn't flush them, but I've told dad, and then you're done.
Right.
So from there on out, you have to know with the thoughts that Alan hates you.
Okay.
Alan doesn't like you anymore.
Yeah, right.
You might not know it from me, but my dad will never forget.
And that's spiritual.
And that's beautiful.
Can you remember when Justin Bieber sang "My Mama Don't Like You" and she likes everyone?
Yeah, same
Yeah,
thing.
that hit different,
that's
didn't
And
it?
my mum
Alan.
does like everyone.
Yeah.
But
That's like the Allen test, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. What about you, Andrew Hayes? Have you had to cut off a girlfriend?
No, I feel like in the past that I'm a bit of a people pleaser, and I would try and fix everything because the thought of, I think when you're young, the thought of people not liking you doesn't sit well.
Yep.
I'm 39 now.
Yeah.
I don't give a you-know-what.
Yeah.
So if all the people in my life that I'm talking to, they're the people that I value. The people that I'm not talking to, I probably don't value them. In saying that as well, though, blokes are very different. I've got friends who I haven't spoken to for years, which I know that we could just reconnect just like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So blokes are very, very different creatures in this space.
Yeah, and they're the best friends ever, aren't they? But I think the thing is the old friends you want to cling on to a little bit more because they know you so well.
Yep.
And that can often be to your detriment. Just because you've been friends with someone for a long time, it doesn't make it a healthy relationship.
Well, they know all your nasty secrets.
Correct. Yes.
Those real incriminating secrets.
Okay. Well, what did you think I got? What do you think I got up to in Tassie, mate? What do you reckon?
We know. We know, Jodes.
Why did you move so much?
13 24 10. Let's do this. Toxic friendships. Have you had to cut someone off?
And how do you do it?
How do you
Other
do
than
it?
telling your dad, what do you do?
Because it's easy in theory. Like, it's easy in theory to be like, just cut them off. When you actually have to practice that, that's tough.
Or you're going to see them regularly?
Yeah.
What are you to do?
It's
a minefield, isn't it?
Isn't it? All right, 13 24 10. Let's do it. Let's go to Geolicious. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. Andrew Hayes has just dropped a bombshell. Is that true? Do blokes bitch about each other?
Do we talk smack on each other?
Yeah.
Blokes can be a bit bitchy from time to time.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's as hard as I'm going to say it. 'Cause, I don't want to be a toxic friend to, Hazy.
Spot on, Geolicious.
Yeah.
I will say, Geolicious, I've never had a bad word to say about you ever.
That's
I
so
hope
true.
it goes both
That's
ways.
quite the opposite,
That's
actually.
It does go 100% both ways. Yeah, except I didn't get the Singapore Live golf.
Don't take that personally. It's okay.
That's all right.
All right, so
look.
have you had to cut off a toxic friend?
Oh, well, look, I had a whole life of friends that I lost when I separated. So, basically 15 years worth of friendship. And I was saying to producer Josh that the thing about, I think one of the reasons why toxic friends are allowed to be toxic is because the more time you invest in them, the more you're prepared to put up with, because you're like, I've invested so much.
Yeah.
I don't want I don't want to accept that it's going bad. But typically, it's the longer ones who know the most are the ones who ultimately can be the worst. I mean, if I only just met you and you talk smack, it's like, well, I haven't lost anything.
Yeah.
It's the ones you've invested all your time in that gets brutal.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Wise words, Geolicious.
And there's also, don't you reckon, Hazy, a bit of romance around your older friendships. It's like, we've been friends for 20 years, but if it's become stale and hurtful and toxic, you got to let it go.
Yeah, sometimes you outgrow your friends, and maybe vice versa as well. Sometimes friends outgrow you. Who knows? But
true.
I think that is the dream, isn't it? Because you see TV shows, you see movies where they're lifelong friends, etc. But it's not always that easy. It's not always
Sex
beer
and
and
the City's
Skittles.
got a lot to answer for. Don't you reckon?
Spot on.
Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have you been in this situation?
Well, I have, but I've been on the other end where I had a friend and we were like best friends, caught up quite regularly, and then I received a text one day just saying, don't want to be friends anymore.
Oh, geez, how confronting.
Was there any reason?
Yeah, did you feel blindsided, Ashley?
I did, yeah, because I actually thought that she was like my best friend, and and then she didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to catch up, just was like, that's it.
Did she give a reason?
Just that our morals and values don't align.
That's vague.
And also, that's a whack. That's like, my morals are superior to your morals. That's what that's
pretty much,
isn't it?
Yeah. But then it kind of got worse where we were part of like a Facebook group, and I was in that Facebook group, and I sort of thought it had been quiet for a while, and then they had all the whole Facebook group had sided with her and made a new Facebook group without me in it. And then we're organising catch-ups and things, and then I saw them one day all catching up, and I thought, maybe I just missed the message on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I realised that, no one's been talking on that Facebook group.
I think the title of the group was a giveaway and it was called the No Ashley Club. I'm kidding, Ash. I'm just trying to make light of the situation because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
And it's been a little while since, like, at the time it was really sort of heartbreaking and really tough. But now I look back and think, you know what, like,
it's probably
those girls in that group, they're pretty nasty to be like that.
That's the thing. You're better off without them if they're going to behave like that. And you can question their morals and values there, Ashley. All right, I'm going to try and make you feel better, seeing as though Andrew Hayes just made you feel infinitely worse. Would you like a family pass to the Big Wedgie?
Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Yippee. Who are you going to take along? Anyone from that group or someone different?
Reunion.
I'll take my husband and my kids.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That is perfect.
Unless your kids are toxic, don't take them.
That is true. Good morning, Michaela.
What happened with you, Michaela? Did you have a toxic friend?
It was the whole friend group. It was very, very recent. So we do this thing every year where we kind of get together like around Christmas time, do a little secret Santa, have dinner together, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And in the group chat, there was no message, no information about a dinner. And I just thought, oh, look, like, that's okay. Like, I was busy anyway. I conveniently got COVID the week before.
Yeah.
But then I was scrolling through Instagram a couple weeks later.
Hate it.
And one of my friends have posted like a December dump. And as I was scrolling through it, I stopped and there's a photo of all of them sitting at the table having a Christmas dinner together.
No.
I had no idea about.
Taylor, did you feel crushed?
Oh, honestly, like I did at first, but then I thought, like, you know what? This has just really shown all their true colours. And now I'm so glad that I just ignored it. And look, my partner has never really liked my friends. And I think that's probably kind of shown why. But
yeah. That's
it's pretty awful.
It's a bit like Mel Robbins' let them theory, isn't it? Let them expose themselves for who they are. So.
100%, yeah.
Michaela, let's send you along to the Big Wedgie as well, if that's okay.
Oh, thank you. That'd be amazing.
Who are you going to take?
I'll probably take my siblings, I reckon.
Oh, I love that.
Because they're all quite little.
Nice.
Cute. Oh, that's lovely. All right, thank you so much, Michaela.
Thank you to all the calls this morning.
Nothing worse than when you click on social media and see something that you haven't been invited to.
What a jump scare.
It is true,
Throw your
though.
phone out the window when that happens.
In that moment, though, it is true.
It's horrible.
When it's a shocking moment. But you do, like, long term, you know it's the best thing. It's the best avenue to go down because it's clearly toxic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, thank you to everyone who called this morning and shared some pretty deep feelings, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's not an easy topic, is it?
No, it's not.
Saturday mornings will never be the same again.
They will not for you.
But in a good way. Because I've entered the world of school sport. And I've been looking forward to this for a long time. My son is 6 years old. And now, Saturday mornings, we play cricket.
Oh. Could you have picked a longer sport?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. So right now, because it's basically an introduction to cricket, it's basically Kangaroo cricket, and it goes for an hour.
Right.
So we're 8:30 to 9:30, and strictly 9:30 because there's other games happening on that ground.
Okay.
So you've got to get out of there.
Oh, that's
even if you're behind, they sort of kick you off.
Okay.
So an hour max for cricket. You'd never thought you'd see it, and you won't see it ever again, particularly in my lifetime, because it just gets longer and longer. If it keeps on playing cricket, eventually it'll be a 2-dayer across Saturday and Sunday, and that's 10 to 5.
100%. All you can do is hope and pray that he hates cricket.
Yes.
And that he's not very good at it.
Well, 2 from 2.
Really?
Early signs was a bit of an issue. I'll tell you what, I'm very thankful that the ICC wasn't at this particular cricket match because there was a lot of suspicious actions from these youngsters, including my son.
Right, okay.
Just as bent arm as humanly possible. And then secondly, he almost batted last, and because he was up against it, he only faced like 3 balls.
Okay.
And then he swapped over, and the other kid couldn't hit it. And instead of swapping over each end, because I just feel like the guys in charge, their hearts weren't quite in it.
Right.
He didn't see as much batting as he could have.
Okay.
And Dad's on the sideline getting frustrated.
Oh,
and he shouldn't get frustrated in this situation. It's just ridiculous. The other thing I noticed as well is that, like a lot of junior cricketers, and particularly me in my day, is there was one stage where Henry was facing the wrong way for 3 balls in a row.
Oh. What do you mean facing the wrong way?
He'd lost interest and he was looking at something off that wasn't involving cricket at all. And I just watched and I thought, oh, I'm proud of his son. I remember those days.
Oh, yeah.
I remember those days being like, am I into this? I'm not really sure. And that looks interesting, what's happening over at that house over there. I'm just going to watch that for a good 3 to 4 minutes.
Exactly. So you've only got one kid playing sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on Saturday morning, my husband and I nearly got divorced over school sport.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. So this is the schedule. Saturday morning just gone. Peyton had to be at volleyball at 9:25. Harper had to be at dance at 9. Summer then had to be at dance at 11. And unbeknownst to me, Andrew Hayes, and it makes me so very angry, my husband signed Summer up to not only volleyball but also touch football. Guess
Surprise touch footy.
Guess where that was?
Surprise touch footy.
Guess where?
Darwin.
Golden Grove.
Oh, my very goodness.
We're supposed to do.
That's not close.
We're supposed to do all that before 11 o'clock. We had to get grandma involved in order to get all these children to all these different places. School sport sucks.
Whoa, but you're shaping the future athletes. It's the next generation.
Hang on, whoa. You think my children are going to be professional volleyballers or touch footballers?
Well.
Is that was the question I asked my husband on the weekend. Why are we doing this?
Yes.
Why? For what end?
Two of the poorest sports imaginable in terms of professional futures. Oh, what's your kid do? Oh, he's a professional touch football player. Well, you must be raking living in some big mansion somewhere.
Well, if it was golf, sure, go for it. Give me some sort of glimmer of hope, but touch football and volleyball, where are we headed?
That's two disgruntled parents who are right in the midst of school sport.
And I definitely wasn't paying attention when I went along to the school sport either.
Yeah.
What's in that house?
Well, that makes two of us.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
It is a chance to get this sort of, interesting sort of risque blues stuff out of our systems before we wholesome it up after 7 o'clock.
And I have seen what's on the agenda for 6:40 this morning, and I'm super excited about it, actually.
Should I just rip in?
Go on.
You want to just rip in?
Yep.
A college student in central China is making headlines after he accidentally started a fire in his dorm. Well, that's not good.
No.
It's crazy, isn't it? While trying to hide his sex doll from his roommate. Yeah, that's right. Who saw that twist and turn coming?
Not me.
Didn't that just pivot in a really, really interesting direction? The student was home alone and had his inflatable girlfriend out when his roommate came home surprisingly. So there's no evidence as to whether he was in the middle of a love session,
Ooh.
if it was pre or post.
Okay.
Who knows? But he did, however, put her out into the hallway to try and destroy the evidence by setting her on fire. And that's where things got really, really exposed. According to reports, the hallway was filled with smoke, leading to the alarm systems going off. So instead of his roommate finding out, everyone in the college found out. You dirty, dirty young man.
I feel sorry for that doll because that doll has done nothing but fulfill all these young man's desires. And next minute, when he gets embarrassed, he sets her on fire.
No, it's not good enough.
No.
It is not good enough. And we, that's you and me, Jodes, and probably also producer Molly, we won't stand for it. No, we never have, we never will. What do we want? Less sex dolls on fire. When do we want it? Right now. That's fair. We're taking a stand.
Can I ask a question? And again, at 6:40, I always regret asking these questions of you.
You're absolutely open to every question at 6:40.
If you were to invest in a doll, what would she look like?
Oh boy, you're testing me here.
Would she be blonde or brunette?
She has to be sort of blondish, maybe a little bit honey sort of colour hair.
Yeah.
She's got to be very, very white unless she's wearing some fake tan, and she has to have Scottish roots. So you're testing me?
You've just described your wife.
I know. It feels like a test. What about you if you had to buy a sex doll?
Oh, he'd be around 6'2", blondie, sandy hair, very muscly, very cute, slightly off-centre nose. Just as a result of a lot of hockey hits.
Yes.
Is that sounding like anyone?
Talking extremely, extremely quickly.
Yeah, with beautiful blue eyes.
I like to your husband. All right, let's put it out there. 13, 24, 10. Your sex dolls. Let's talk about them. I'm just joking. We're not doing that. But if you have to, give us a call.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
That is a good joke.
Jody and Hazy's Monday morning joke off.
There you go. A little bit of humour.
Here we are.
Inject that into your arm of yours and let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Welcome, producer Molly. She's been working on a joke all weekend.
Is that right?
Have I?
Preparing for this for the last 2 days. Good on you, Molly. That's commitment to the cause. Well done.
Who would like to go first?
I'll kick things off if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Righto, ladies. An old man and an old woman are sitting on a bus bench, and the old man, who's a bit randy, if you know what I mean, asks the old woman, "How do you like your sex?"
Oh.
And she replies, "Infrequently." And then the old man asks, "Is that one word or two?" Do you understand?
Not really.
I just did a polite laugh.
Yeah.
You don't understand?
No.
There's a big difference between infrequently as one word or infrequently as two words. Okay, great. Okay, let's go again. That's good. Now do you get it?
Now,
Yeah,
that is
that's
funny.
good.
Well
Oh, cool.
done.
Thank you very much.
Okay. What about this? So a man's being arrested by a female police officer who informs him anything you say can and will be held against you. And then he yells out, "Boobs!"
Nah, that's a dad joke from way back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hate it.
I didn't know that. Was it wrong?
All right,
Producer Molly.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm really good at sleeping. Did you know that?
No.
I'm so good I can do it with my eyes closed.
Oh, that is dad. That's a dad joke.
Awful.
Yep.
That is
that's-
really awful.
Yeah.
How long did you say you've been working on that?
You said it.
Oh, what a shame. 2 days in the making. 2 days in the making.
2 days for that. Let's talk weird pets. 13 24 10. Let's do it. Have you got a quirky pet? Have you got an unusual pet? Have you got a pet that does something a little bit deranged? We want to hear from you this morning.
Sure. No judgment. It's a judgment-free space in terms of your pets.
Absolutely. Except for I was judging hard on Saturday night because I had a girls' dinner and I was speaking to my girlfriend Tash. And she was telling me how she was driving along and she saw in hard rubbish a bird cage. But like one of those really fancy bird cages. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she stopped with the kids in the car and picked up the bird cage. And of course, when you have a bird cage, it would be weird if you didn't have a bird. So then they went and purchased a budgie. A budgie, I tell you.
But how much, just quickly, you might know, how much are budgies going for these days?
Well, that's interesting because she was saying some budgies are up to $1,000.
What?
And I think she only spent like $60 on her budgie.
And little golden eggs or something.
Anyway, so then she gives it this one, and I kid you not, you couldn't make this up. She goes, "It's a very routine budgie." I said, "Excuse me very much. If you're going to say that sort of stuff, it's going to end up on the radio. You know that. You are very aware." So apparently, this budgie is a stickler for routine.
Spot on.
So it's like a typical, I've just been researching a typical day for a budgie in terms of their routine. It's like, 6 o'clock wake up and then you've got your meal time at 7 and then you change the tray papers. Some misting, they like misting where you spray the little birdies. Socialising, they've got to spend some time out of the cage with their owners and the children.
Sure.
So that's a bit of cage-free time, and then they have a bedtime. And if they don't stick to their routine, they get very, very cranky indeed.
Oh, my God. Are you a budgie?
13 24 10. Are you a budgie?
You budgie. If you veer off this routine, you turn into a bit of an animal.
I wonder if budgies have like little iPhones with reminders as well as to what
100%.
they're supposed to be doing throughout the day.
Yeah, spot on.
Isn't that unique?
Yeah, they're very fickle little creatures, aren't they? If it's budgies, if it's parakeets or the sort of bird family, because what we learnt from Dumb and Dumber, of course, Jodes.
Yes.
That sometimes they've got a bit of a shelf life.
My parakeet Petey, he's dead. Oh man, I'm sorry, Harry. What happened? His head fell off. Yeah, he was pretty old.
And once they get to a certain age,
Yeah.
sometimes their heads fall off.
Yes, but then you've just got to get innovative like Harry and Lloyd and you just sticky tape the head.
Hopefully it reattaches. One of the great movies too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Dumb and Dumber, I don't think gets much better than that.
No.
Quirky pets.
Yes, please.
Oh, geez. Because pets have personalities.
They do. Hey, when we come back, can you please tell everyone the story about your steer, about that cow that you had on your farm in Beckham, New South Wales?
Did I have to explain to you this morning what a steer was?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yep.
It is a male cow.
Yep, sure.
And yes, I had a pet steer when I was a youngster. I was only 12 years old. It's quite the relationship I had with my pet steer as well.
Yeah.
13 24 10, get involved in the conversation though. We're talking quirky pets this morning because everyone loves their pet extremely, but There are some really, really strange pets out there with strange personalities.
Some unusual stuff happening out there.
And I'll tell you what, 2025 is the year where we go above and beyond for our pets as well.
Why?
In terms of caring and food and going the extra distance.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like it used to be back in the day.
No, absolutely not. We're talking routine budgies. What other weird, quirky things does your pet do, Chad from Modbury? Good morning.
Morning, guys. How are we?
We're good.
Well, thanks, great man.
What you got
That's
there?
good. I have a blue tongue lizard that I've had for 15 years.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, first of all, do you get hold of a blue-tongued lizard via one of those reptile shops?
I actually found him on Gumtree back in the day. Yeah, with a cage and all.
On the internet or on a literal gum tree?
He's got club feet, so like deformed legs, so he kind of drags himself around like a snake.
Oh, what a legend. He's unique. What's his name?
His name is Rocky, and he has another tank mate called Bullwinkle. So Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Did they get along, Chad? Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Oh, yeah, no problems at all.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, Chad, I've got a question for you. Do you know, I think it's a distant cousin of the blue-tongued lizard, and that is the bog-eye. Do you know the bog-eye lizards?
Never heard of it.
Okay, very, very similar, but back at home on the farm in particular, time of the year in the local town would do the thing called the bog-eye races, and these lizards, and you race them. Anyway, I am not a hillbilly, okay?
You sure? Do you know what you should do, Chad, for Rocky, because he's got legs that don't work very well, is build one of those little contraptions. One of those little like wheelbarrow contraptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. I've seen them do it for dogs and stuff.
Yes,
so.
why not?
Spot on. Why not for blue-tongued lizards? It's very niche.
Yeah.
It's a very niche market. It's a great way. It's a great way to kick us off, Chad. 13, 24, 10. Quirky pets, quirky behaviours. Let's make it quite broad because that is a quirky pet.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, works, doesn't it?
Good on him.
Growing up on the farm, I had a pet steer. And to shorten the story as quick as possible, so we had a feedlot, and there was about 300 or 400 cattle. And for whatever reason, when the new cattle came in from Queensland, I got quite friendly with a few of them.
Yep.
And one of them in particular was a bit of a Brahman drought master. I could touch him for some reason. And then by the end of the 3-month period before they had to go off the market, I could ride him. So I was in the pen amongst all the other cattle riding around on this big steer. Dad told me exactly what needed to happen. Look, he's going to the market. This is what's happening. He's not here. It's not a pet, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, went over to Wagga and he was in the pen with all the other cattle and Dad had his back turned talking to someone over the fence and he's come up behind Dad and started nudging him and put his head underneath his armpit like that, like a dog looking for a scratch on the head.
Yeah.
So Dad's gone, oh,
no.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And he's ordered a truck, a full semi-trailer truck, to take this one steer back to the farm, and he lived his days out on the farm.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, I think he lived till he was about 18 or 19 or something. He would have weighed by the end about 2.5 ton. He was a monster.
Did you give him a name?
Well, this is where I sort of let myself down. All of the cattle had ear tags, and they were numbered.
Yeah.
And his number was 29.
Yeah.
So his name was 29.
Aww.
So yeah, it's not a cute name.
No.
It's not a nice name.
Just love the friendship that you developed between you and 29.
It was a really nice friendship. And at the same time, the same feedlot, there were 2 heifers, that's a female cow, who were pregnant at the time before they got into the feedlot. So they had to be taken out as well.
Right.
So then 29 lived out his days with 2 ladies.
Wow.
So he's doing all right.
Producer Molly said that you've got a what? A rabbit?
We do have a rabbit.
You've got a pet rabbit.
Yep. She's an indoor rabbit and she is so sensitive.
Right.
I cannot tell you how much money we have spent taking her to the emergency vet because she's just stopped eating.
Right.
Threatening death.
So what's the thing? And you explained this to her, that if they stop eating for more than 8 to 10 hours, they pretty much die?
Yeah. It's called gut stasis. If anyone wants to know about it, hook me up.
Okay.
Let me know. She will, if we enter the house through a different door, nah.
She'll go, no, not eating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people over before. She didn't know who they were. Not eating. Off to the vet.
So she goes and protests.
Yeah.
So it's like a hunger strike.
Yeah, we've moved furniture around before. Didn't like that.
It's like your rabbit goes on hunger strikes regularly.
Yep, tries to top herself.
Hell?
I'm not sure you can go on strike every time there's a slight movement in the house.
Exactly.
One of my friends is a vet and she also has rabbits and she told me that one of hers went into gut stasis because they opened a bag of chips and it made that pop noise
and it scared the rabbit to the point where it just went into shock.
No eating for me. This is on you.
Yeah, on a drip.
Can't do it. I didn't know rabbits were such sensitive creatures.
Okay, quirky pets. So many calls this morning. Let's go to Philip from Freeling. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Good. What you got there?
So, growing up, I used to live on a farm out in Yadunda, and we had a blue heeler Kelpie cross called Snoopy.
Yep.
And he was like an alarm clock every morning. Because Dad would let him out, he had a huge run around the yard, and we lived on a transportable home, so you could actually get underneath it.
Yeah.
Well, he ran underneath it, and without fail, he would hit every single beam on the way through and yelp every time. Then he would run out the other side, run around the yard again, go back under the house, and hit every single beam on the way back.
So little Snoopy's got CTE. Oh, no.
Snoopy's had so many concussions, but it was so worth it.
Man.
See, that's the little things that your pets do that will stay with you forever as well.
Yes, so true.
It's really nice.
Let's go to Gracie from Mawson Lakes. Hello, Gracie.
Hi.
Oh, how old are you, Gracie?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Gracie. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Okay.
Okay. What sort of pet have you got, Gracie?
We have 5 guinea pigs at home.
Oh, my gosh. I love guinea pigs.
And whenever we open the fridge door, they squeak so loud that we can hear them throughout the whole house.
Yeah.
And because their special little greens, which is like their dinner, is always in the fridge to keep it nice and cool. So we don't need any sort of fridge alarm because we've got guinea pigs.
That is super
That's good.
cute.
I've owned a guinea pig as well. The ultimate animal of prey.
Really?
It's scared of everything.
Okay.
Absolutely everything. Good luck, Gracie, with your guinea pigs. Do not take them to Peru. Have fun.
Hang on, wait. When you say the ultimate, are they victims of?
They're victims of everything. I reckon an ant could take out a guinea pig. And let's not talk about what they do to guinea pigs in Peru.
Okay. Let's not. Courtney from Callington, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Swiftly move us on from guinea pig chat in Peru, please. Go for it. What have you got there, Courtney?
I've got a bearded dragon.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So how did you come to own a bearded dragon?
So my ex-partner at the time had a friend who actually breeds them, and I've wanted one for quite a long time. So he got it as a present when he was a little baby, and now he's 2.5 years old, named Spyro.
What's his name?
Spyro.
So does Spyro, does he genuinely have a personality?
When he sleeps at night time, he sleeps like lengthways up of his tree.
Right. Hang on,
he's
wait.
got like a little tree, and he's just lengthways up the tree on its side, just sleeps there, doesn't fall off, just holds himself laying there.
There you go, Spyro. Crazy Spyro.
That's what my kids do to me in the middle of the night, just attach themselves like I'm a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
like lengthways.
Like little reptiles.
Yeah, that they are.
Should we take one more?
Yes, please. Rod from Happy Valley. Good morning, Rod.
Good morning.
What you got there?
A rogue cow.
Oh, yes.
I was born and raised on a dairy farm in Victoria.
Yeah.
Because it was only a small farm, we actually individually named all our cows.
Yeah.
And our cows. And one name that stuck to mind is called Anita. And she was a mega bitch.
She was in charge. You didn't want to piss off me.
Every time we went out and we come back home, there'd be always one cow that would break out of the paddock, and that was Bloody Anita.
Bloody Anita.
And we used to have a turnip paddock, and we would strip feed the turnips to the cows after milking in the evening.
Yeah.
And we had the electric fence there.
Uh-oh.
We always used to make sure that Anita was the last cow to go in, but she would storm the electric fence and open up the whole paddock to all the rest of the cows. She was a real bitch.
She was a trailblazer. Good on her.
Anita's like, hey, guys, watch this.
Just leading by example.
Oh, I love that for Anita. Thank you, Rod.
Every group needs an Anita, don't
absolutely.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Magic Mike actor Channing Tatum has a new girlfriend. He's 44. Would you like to hazard a guess as to how old she is?
Well, maybe she's a little bit younger. Maybe she's sort of 39 to 40. Or maybe she's a bit older. Is she, 45, 46?
No. She 25.
Oh, my very goodness.
Whoa.
She's 25. He's 44.
I feel like whatever makes people happy, right? If that's fine. It's her way to judge. But she does look like a child. She looks like a child. So she's an Australian model, actually. So they've debuted their romance at a pre-Oscars bash. So there you go.
I wonder, from the photo that's doing the rounds,
yes,
he looks like he could be 25 as well.
Well, he does.
Have a
look
look at him. He doesn't look like his stock standard 44-year-old.
Very handsome man, Channing Tatum. There's no question about that.
Well, it's Leo DiCaprio who's famously got the, no over 25s rule.
Is it 25 or is it 21?
I thought it was 25.
Oh, okay, maybe 25.
But he's 50-odd, isn't he?
Yeah. Could you, quite honestly though, could you see yourself having much in common with a 25-year-old, given that you're nearly 40?
Just different tastes.
It would be physical, wouldn't it, purely?
Do you know what, when it's different generations though?
Yeah.
That's when you're like, what do you talk about?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What do you possibly talk about? Unless you're some sort of high-profile celebrity where you're in your own world, I guess. But in terms of the common things that you're going through in your life, particularly when you hit around about 40,
different stages.
25-year-old ain't hitting those things.
So wait, so if he's 44, so he's 20, say 20 years older. So when he's 65, she'll be like 45.
Yeah.
And when he's 85, she'll be 65. I suppose when you get old like that, everything becomes relevant because you're both old.
Yeah, but still, 85-year-old and 65-year-old, big difference.
When he's 105 and she's like 85,
45-year-old versus a 65-year-old. So in a few years' time, when you hit 45, you can imagine yourself what it's like with a 65-year-old.
Well played.
Thank
I
you.
liked it. Hey, what about this? An influencer has come under fire for allowing her child to have a WAG day a week. A WAG day a week. So basically, she's from Victoria and she said at the start of the school year, they've had one day off. So they've done a 4-day week for her 5-year-old. However, she wants to continue that because she likes Wednesdays with her kid and she wants to keep it going. It sparked a little bit of criticism, one person calling it arrogant and selfish, while others said you're just having a hard time letting go of your daughter.
I think a lot of people as well saying that particularly when it's the middle day, that really disrupts the school pattern.
Well,
versus if it was a Friday and you had a 3-day weekend.
I don't mind it like once in a blue moon if you want to have a day with your kid. I think that's okay. It's a good mental health day. It's a good bonding day. But every week,
yes,
that's just teaching them that you don't have to adhere to the structure of life.
That is extreme, isn't it? We've taken a quick poll and it's crazy. 50% of the participants in this poll who are children are for it. The other 50% who are parents are against it. That's crazy, isn't it?
Isn't that weird?
Who saw those statistics coming?
I would like a push for a 4-day week around here. That'd be good.
How's that going?
Not well, because we can't have Fridays off because we love Fridays. We love being here.
That is true. But we also love Mondays.
So what
so
do we
which
do?
day would it be?
Tuesday?
Tuesday?
Nothing good happens on a Tuesday.
Well, song to song, that's what we play.
That's why I want Tuesdays off.
But what if you move that? What if you move that?
No, I hate song to song.
Okay.
It's really bad for my mental health.
It's not getting cut back to 4 days, I'll tell you right now.
Fine. Fine.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Windsor Gardens or download the Revo Fitness app, revofitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.